Back to Good Things Utah. Parents, it's time for that tough talk with your teen about drug use.
Joining us in this sponsored interview is Communities That Care coordinator Brooke Anderson with how to approach the marijuana subject. Brooke, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This is wonderful.
Now, we're talking about the business Gray Matters, and I like that you say that this is not biased information. This is purely unbiased about the effects of marijuana on a teenage brain.
Yes, absolutely. So Gray Matters does, the campaign itself does really specify the fact that they are not against marijuana use, but they actually do want to bring forward to parents so that they know the effects that marijuana can have on the developing mind of a teen.
Are parents talking to their kids about marijuana? Are we doing it enough?
No. No, we're not actually. And I think right now with, from what we're seeing, the vaping rates are going up. There's a lot of marijuana use within the vaping industry. And I think that one of the really, really big important things that we need to do as parents, I myself, we have 4 teenagers, and it really is just talk, educate, really sit down, have an open, honest conversation with your kids, because really that's what they're going to listen to. So
even if you think they're not, right?
Absolutely.
Because sometimes it's an awkward conversation. It can be.
It can be very awkward. It can be very awkward. So my very first thing for parents, number 1 tip, take a breath, slow down, be calm, and always try and put yourself in the kids' shoes. What are they going through? You know, don't be judgmental. Don't be don't be an authority figure hanging over them.
Sure, because that has a tendency to shut them down rather than open them up. Talk about the teenage brain, though, because right now, in the teens, it's the most crucial developmental time.
Absolutely. So the portion of the brain that we are calling gray matter, that actually is increasing in volume at that particular time. And it's also peaking. So what they're finding is if you are introducing a substance in that particular time of their brain development, it actually is having some really big impacts on all sorts of things. I mean, your gray matter is responsible for critical thinking. It's responsible for analysis and your creativity. So it's when something comes in at that moment, it's very crucial.
Well, it can derail, right, their life. Lower high school, college graduation rates, stunted emotional coping skills, even increased susceptibility to mental illness?
Absolutely. So when you introduce these to the brain at that particular moment, we're looking at poor mental health. We're looking at memory loss, anxiety, depression, which unfortunately, when we look down the road, that also does have an increase in suicide attempts, which obviously is very, very, heart-shattering for all of us, really.
And all of this data-backed science. So this is just good to know so that parents can make the best decision for their children. But this was such a deeper dive to know that it could derail, it could have these bigger effects, that it's important that teens understand the scope of that.
Yes, that there actually is a scientific evidence-based result that we can see that if this is introduced at that particular time, that we are actually seeing some very strong mental effects.
Parents, there's help for you. You don't have to have this conversation on your own, right? There are tips out there how to talk to your kids about marijuana misuse. You can go to graymattersutah.org. That info is on your screen and on our website. We'll put a link there, and our thanks to the Utah Department of Health Gray Matters for this sponsored interview. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having us.
So Ray, over to you.